Shalom, this is the brother Amath coming at you in spirit and power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rukakadash, the bonus, our apostles and elders of great millstone. Shalom to the ones with the sincere faith of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, doing the work. Alright, so this is, basically I'm entitled this video, The Battle is of the Lord, and I wanted to basically go into a few things to where is to be spiritually minded, man. You gotta be spiritually minded, because the battle is not of us but is of the Lord, and the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, so we pray and hope that we're men of the Lord, and the Lord is going to avenge us, and then he's gonna hold us down through all through all this calamity that's getting ready to come, this pestilence, the RFID chip, this vaccine thing. We want to be able to stand in those days, all right, and be men, manly, be as men, because I'm gonna bring an account in the Maccabees when Judas basically he was he had to talk to his to the people among him. It's just like because this guy named Nicanor was getting ready to come and fight against him along with Georgius. All right, so I want to bring a few scriptures before I get to that account, because it's a great read. So this is 2 Corinthians, this is 2 Chronicles 20, verse 15. And he said, Hearken ye, all Judah, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem, and thou, King Jehoshaphat, thus saith the Lord unto you, be not afraid nor dismayed by reason of this great multitude, for the battle is not yours, but the Most High's. So the battle is of the Lord. If you overcome anything, just know that the Lord gave you the power, the spirit. He gave you the spirit to overcome, because everything's already written. So we just, everyone's just playing their part right now. So I want to get 2 Corinthians 10 and 4 or 3. So this is 2 Corinthians 10 verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds. And those strongholds is thoughts. It says casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of the Most High. So yeah, you rebuke those spirits, man. This word, this knowledge, it basically said bringing into captivity every thought, to obedience. So you basically bring into obedience those negative thoughts. It's like you rebuke those thoughts, and you be a man and overcome those thoughts. So this is Hebrews 4 and 12. So this is Hebrews 4 verse 12. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joint and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intent of heart. So you always with the spirit, man, you be able to see the intent of people's hearts. You'd be able to discern, and this word is quick and powerful. You be as soon as you. Yeah. Let me pause that. Yeah, you be able. This Lord is quick and powerful. Something you say could like stay with somebody for forever. Until they die, because it's truly of the Lord. This is the Lord's battle. All right. So I wanted to also get 15. This is Romans 15 verse 4. For whatsoever thing were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So everything that we've been learning is for our first the patience, and then it might be through that patience you're going through a turmoil, going through a situation, you might have it's gonna bring comfort when you think of the scriptures. The scriptures, you might have hope. That hope in what? Hope in salvation. Hope that the Lord's going to deliver you. So I wanted to bring an account to where Maccabees, and his men had hope that the Lord's going to deliver them. I'm gonna start at I'm gonna start at. Give me 1 second. All right, so I'm gonna give you the backdrop. So, some guy. I'm just read it. Where's it? There you go. I'm gonna start at 5. Now, when Maccabeus had his company about him, he could not be withstood by the heathen, for the wrath of the Lord was turned into mercy. Therefore he came at unawares and burnt up towns and cities, and got into his hands the most commodious places. Commodious meaning satisfying, you know. It says spacious. And overcame and put to flight no small number of his enemies. So he was getting busy, but especially took he advantage of the night for such privy attempts, and in so much that the fruit of his holiness was spread everywhere, you know. But that in the Apocrypha it says manliness was spread everywhere, you know. So as the king, so as the people. So when Philip saw that this man increased by little and little, and that things prospered with him still more and more, he wrote to Ptolemaeus, the governor of Cyrus and Phoenice, to yield more aid to the king's affair. Then, forthwith choosing Nicanor, the son of Patrulus, one of the special friends, he sent him with no fewer than 20,000 of all nations under him, to root out the whole generation of the Jews. So they wanted to do away with them. And with him he joined also Gorgias, a captain, who in the manners of war had great experience. So Nicanor undertook to make so much money of the captive Jews as should defer to the tribute of 2,000 talents, which the king was to pay to the Romans. Wherefore immediately he sent to the cities upon the seacoast, proclaiming a sale of the captive Jews, and promising that they should have 80 bodies. 4 scores 20, so that's 80 plus 10, that's 90. So 90 bodies for 1 talent, not expecting the vengeance that was to follow upon him from the almighty power, Yahweh. Now when the word was brought unto Judas of Nicanor's coming, he had imparted unto those that were with him that the army was at hand. Verse 13. They that were fearful and distrust the justice of the Most High fled and conveyed themselves away. Others sold all that they had left, and withal besought the Lord to deliver them, sold by the wicked Nicanor before they met together. And if not of their own sake, yet for the covenants he had made with their fathers, and for his holy and glorious namesake, by which they were called. So Maccabeus called his men together unto the number of 6,000, and exhorted them not to be stricken with terror of the enemy, nor to fear the great multitude of the heathen, who came wrongfully against them, but wrongly against them, but to fight manfully, and to set before their eyes injury that they had unjustly done to the holy place, and cruel handling of the city, whereof they had made mockery, and also the taking away of the government of their forefathers. For they, he said, trust in their weapons and boldness, but our confidence is in the Almighty, who at a beck can cast down both them that come against us and also all the world. So yeah, hey, Judas Maccabeus, man, he had some good faith. That's some strong words right there. Because they trust in these people trust in their weapons and their boldness, you know. They're confident, you know, what they call confidence. But our confidence is in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And that word beck is a slight nudge, you know. It's a body movement to give the command, like, yeah, to get, like, that's, you know, this is gonna get done. So verse 19. So moreover he recount unto them what helps their forefathers had found, and how they were delivered when under Syconibius or excuse me, 184,500 perished. And he told them of the battle that they had in Babylon with the Galatians, how they came but 8,000 in all to the business. Yep. In all to the business with 4,000 Macedonians, and that the Macedonians being perplexed, the 8,000 destroyed 120,000. So that's more than half, because of the help that they had from heaven. And so received a great booty. So they received a great booty. It was only 8,000 against 20,000. That's way more than half. Not way more, but it's that's a few thousand more. Yeah, like 4. Yeah, that's 4,000 more than half. Because 8 times 8 and 8 is 16. So add 4, that's another 4. That's 20. Thus, when he had made them bold with these words and ready to die for the law and country, he divided his army into 4 parts. So they got bold and ready. And that's what we're doing for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, is getting bold and ready for these upcoming calamities. Things is going to start to get hectic. Brothers might freak out a little, but hey, there's going to be brothers there to help you, or the Spirit's going to be there to help you. To sustain your mind. The Spirit's going to be there, man. Somehow, some way, the Lord's going to provide a way for us to overcome. I'm gonna just go down to where 34. Basically, you can read that account, and this I'm gonna just start at 34 because for sake of time. Verse 34. As for that most ungracious Nicanor, because they basically won that battle. Judas Maccabeus and his men, his 4 brothers, and how they split up the army. As for the most ungracious Nicanor, who had brought 1,000 merchants to buy the Jews, he was through the help of the Lord brought down by them, of whom he had least account, and putting off the gracious apparel and discharging his company, he came like a fugitive servant through the midland of Antioch, having very great dishonor, for that his host was destroyed. Thus he that took upon him to make good of the Romans their tribute by means of captives in Jerusalem, told abroad that the Jews had the power to fight from them, had the Most High to fight for them, Salakia, and therefore they could not be hurt, because they followed the laws that were given them, that he gave them, Salakia. Yeah. So they overcame because they kept the faith, they kept the laws. So I wanted to get this, and I'll close it. 8:51. So this is John 8 verse 51. Verily, verily, I say unto you, if a man keep my saying, he shall never see death. So I hope you was edified of this lesson. It's the battle is of the Lord's. And it's all about keeping that faith. Constantly working for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, so you can boost your faith, boost your confidence, and then Lord's will, man, the Lord can have mercy upon us to where we can overcome our obstacles, whether it be martyrs, be witnesses, or we're going to be lifted up through the chariots, and we get to see the destruction of this place. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, B'Shem Kakwadash, double honor to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and truth. Brother Amath, Shalom.